I get. Hey, we are live. That's it live. Even though all our technical difficulties, we're only like 6 minutes late.
That's not too bad.
No, I can't complain. Anyway,
Hey,
nobody joins us on the live version anyway. So
that's true. Well, because we don't do a good enough job of promoting it, I don't think.
I mean, promoting it. It's like we got to decide like more than like 12 hours ahead of time that we're going to do this. Of course, let me
Yes, I
see.
know.
So did something? Oh yeah, there it is. I got something in the tweet deck. I can retweet it myself. Retweet. All right. See, we'll see what happens. I like the. I know it's kind of like a little treasure. If you just happen to be on, you just kind of happen to see it up, and you just kind of want to get on here and just make comments. That's fine. It's like when Mike Myers does his like recent acquisitions. I can either watch it live, or I can watch it later. Doesn't matter. Or I can
That's
listen
true.
or listen to it. Because there was a comment that he was making of it's like I think our last one, which I don't know if it ever went out. He's like he doesn't like the videos. He wants to listen to it because I guess he does it on walks or whatever. But you know,
Right.
Mike, the whole purpose, Mike, I'm breaking the third wall, fourth wall, whatever it is we like to record this way with the whole point of being audio, but we like the video so we can show ourselves each because we talk mostly a lot about comics and it's a visual medium and we kind of like to show stuff. Now, what we do have to remember, which I am guilty of, is describing what we're showing. So that if you are listening just to the audio,
Right.
you know what we're talking about. But nevertheless, how's it been, Jay?
Oh, it's been okay. I'm about tired of. I'm definitely past tired of COVID.
Oh, come on. It's just a
And
1 year anniversary come March.
yeah, I know. And I'm really bummed that we're not going to have C2E2 this year.
Yeah, we will. It's just going to be in December.
Well, in December. Who's going to be able to make that?
What, go to Chicago in December?
Yeah,
I can make it happen.
I probably could. It just depends. When is it? I don't remember the dates.
10th through 12th or something like that.
Yeah, something. That's going to be close because oftentimes what happens, since my wife, her job, she often has to work on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
So we usually go see our families ahead of that time, usually around the middle of the month. Like we went the week of the 15th this past year to go see them. So that could put some interference in going to C2E2.
Nah, we'll just have to play it by ear. Like, Ann and I, we didn't go anywhere. We just stayed here.
I know, and you had all kinds of plans of places to go too. I know.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it was kind of nice not having to travel and be around and be places and do all of that. All of what that weekend or week, I don't know. It's usually it's the 2 weekends bracketing Christmas, so it was
Yeah.
kind of nice. We just stayed here, did our thing. Same thing for New Year's. Didn't go anywhere.
Well, no, we didn't go. I haven't gone out on New Year's in 25 years, probably.
Mm-hmm. Played with the dog, so the dog was happy.
Right.
So did all that. Still got the Christmas tree up, but don't have any ornaments on it. I gotta take it down. So we got an artificial this year because we figured if we brought in a live tree, the dog would go nuts.
Probably true.
Well, she treated her first coon last week, and ever since then she's been nuts. But she's a coon hound. But now it's like,
Well, yeah.
now she's kind of like, there's got to be one out there somewhere because I've seen one.
Yep.
So I've had to put the comics up high because she's wanting to look at stuff and everything like that. So.
Oh well.
Mm-hmm. So anything new in the comic world for you? Anything new? Anything exciting? Anything you've found? You've dug up any treasures?
No, I haven't. I haven't really been looking as far as collectability. So I haven't found anything that I was looking for. Not sure what I'm going to do next. I mean, I want to finish off my Legends of the Dark Knight, or actually Shadow of the Bat is what I'd like to finish off first. 'Cause that's what I'm closest on. but I just haven't gotten around to do that. I've been lazy as far as hunting for collectible comics. Just not been on my radar.
Well, you have to do it all online, and that kind of takes the fun out of it instead of
Yeah,
going to
I
dig.
know. It's like that's what I'm saying. Like gonna miss going to C2E2 in March, but much more gonna miss going to Cowabunga and rooting through the dollar boxes, the dollar bins.
Well, they got more than dollar bins, that's for sure. I know I bought some out of
Well,
the
yeah,
non-dollar bins.
that's true. Didn't
So,
you get another 457 Batman 457?
uh,
Okay, I
no.
must be dreaming that.
I think I was looking at one. You know, that brings up, I was doing something. What was it? Maybe I sent you the link to one so we could watch it because there was one that came on.
Oh,
There's
that's
one.
right. You're right. I remember that. Yeah, it was going.
It was pretty cheap, and then all of a sudden, well, actually, no, I think it actually somebody got a good deal on it. Weren't we commenting on that? Somebody got an
Yeah.
awesome deal on it.
Oh, you were saying it was going to go for about twice of what it actually went for. Yeah, it went cheap or cheaper
Or
than.
maybe we overvalue it.
Well, we looked at some of the comparables that have been selling, so others have been going more than that. Maybe we did overvalue it. I don't know.
Well, I guess that's when more because I guess like when I found that mine, the one I found, it was like the 13th one, and I think since then that number has probably doubled. So there may be 30 or 40 of them out there on the census. So as more of them are found, I guess the scarcity goes down.
Yeah, that's true.
So it could be a little bit of that.
That could be part of it. I can't remember. Was it slabbed?
Mm,
I don't think it was.
I
No,
don't
it wasn't.
know.
But you
We'd
said
have to
it
go.
was in pretty good shape by looking at the pictures.
Well, it looked like it was a good shape, but then again, it's like they could have been faking the pictures.
True.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna miss that too. But I don't know though. It's almost like I remember the first time I went to C2E2. I was going through a lot of boxes, and the last time or two, it just seems like it's almost overwhelming the boxes to go through, or there's like no deals to be had.
Oh yeah.
So
No, I definitely get burned out on uh, box diving at C2E2 because it's just too crowded for one thing. So you got some guy right up next to you trying to go through the next box, or just there's just overwhelming number of boxes to go through, and the cost. The prices are just not what they
well,
should be. I mean,
I
they're just prices are elevated from what you think they should be.
I guess that it comes down to is if the box is organized or not. If it's totally random and you're trying to go through it, that takes a while. If
That's true.
my problem is then they're alphabetical, and then I'm trying to think, ooh, what do I want to look for next? And looking and looking and looking and looking. So
That's true.
I don't know. I've been doing auctions or watching auctions lately, but I haven't been buying too much. I did do one. I was going for some Star Wars stuff, and I had some extras that I got out there, but I ended up with like a full short box of Avenger stuff, and it's like it's not even the good. Well, let's see. I mean, I did end up with some. I gotta figure out what I want to do with these like Dead World.
Right.
I think that was like, and this is from Arrow Comics, and it's like a mix, like 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. What? What is that? 8, 9. And then it switches over to Caliber with 12. I don't know, 13, 14. And I got those in some lot, and I don't, not my biggest thing. I got to see what I want to do with those.
Right.
But I did find me some more DC Bronze horror. Got some Ghost. And I just think DC horror from the 70s is just going to take off someday. And I just love these ghosts because that's the thing. Most of these ghost covers in this era, they they've all got like skulls on them or skeletons.
Right.
So, and that seems to be a big thing, especially I know people go for those like in the Golden Age comics. But man, these like Bronze Age DCs, they're just so nice. And then I get it. Then there's a couple of Carltons mixed in here, which are interesting painted covers. So I haven't decided if I'm keeping the Carltons or not. And then let's see, I got a bunch of Carlton, and this is what I kind of grew up because I inherited my uncle's comics back in the day, and I remember like the old war comics.
Right.
So there's our fighting forces in action attack, all new fighting army. And this must have been a toy line or something with the gold key Total War. But I ended up with like, that's issue 2. So I got like issues 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I haven't decided if I'm going to do anything, if I'm going to keep those or not. And I still got like, man, this is a 10 center. Battle Cry. That's an interesting thing about these. They don't ever have numbers on them, so. But there's a bunch of 10 cents, and then 1776 the musical.
Huh.
Well, that's a comic. And there's some more fighting army, and then I got a bunch of. I don't know why I bought this lot, but I don't know. There's like Vietnam. There's a bunch of Apple comics. I got something like Vietnam Journal, which is interesting. I mean, the art's not too bad and everything, and Vampire Jihad, which actually the art looks pretty good on this. Yeah, 48 pages from Apple Comics, but I don't recognize the artist. It's like Ricky Shanklin, Damon Willis. And then this actually looks pretty neat. Time Jump War with a painted cover.
Right.
So I don't know, Blooded Dracula, Boston Bombers. Then there looks like there's some, I don't know, some interesting stuff. But then I ended up with a bunch of the awesome like Avengers 90s stuff, which I think I was bidding on the box and didn't realize there was another half box of Avengers to go with it. Right. So there's all this. I think there's some like Heroes Reborn, and I will say it's like some Perez art, which is nice.
Yeah.
But I got all this Avenger stuff, which I don't know. Maybe I'll donate it to somewhere, or just take it to Goodwill or whatever. If anybody wants any Avengers, just let me know. I can send you some Avengers from the 90s. I don't even.
Mike Myers might want it, even though he probably hasn't.
He probably already has all that. And then there's I got a bunch of West Coast Avengers. I think I got actually 1 through 15 of West Coast Avengers, and then the whole back of this box is all the foil covers from the 90s. So there's about like 5 different versions of foil covers and multiples of them. Woo! Look at that.
Nice.
90s goodness. I wonder if I can make some kind of art, but yeah, inexpensive and all that. So, but I don't know. Everything's just, I see the auctions and everything's expensive there. And I've been following some sports cards too, and like sports cards, even like back from the 80s and 90s when they were printing the crap out of sports cards, are going kind of crazy now too.
Huh.
You can get like regular Michael Jordans from the late 80s, early 90s in the regular sets, and those are going every which way. And I haven't really paid attention to any of the baseball and such. So,
right.
And Pokemon, my Magic cards aren't going up though.
Okay, now, all right. If you start collecting Pokemon, don't go into that. No, don't go to that.
Direction. Never bought a Pokemon card in my life.
Okay, good. Well, don't start.
Well, the only ones worth anything are the ones from like, well, let's see. I guess that'd be 30 years ago.
Probably.
So, anyway,
I haven't been doing that. I've been going the Aaron Bell method. I've been doing getting a lot of hardcovers here lately.
ooh, like what?
I don't know. Did you get your copy of Ever?
Yep, somehow I ended up with a hardcover and a soft cover of it.
I didn't get the hardcover, just the soft cover.
I think I got the hardcover directly from Terry Moore. Didn't you order
Well,
it from
yeah,
his?
that's why I ordered it directly.
I thought mine was hardcover, but I could be wrong. What'd I do with it?
Nice cover, and it's still in its shrink wrap.
What? Then you haven't even read it, then, have you?
No, I haven't read it yet. No, of course.
Isn't that the point of getting books?
I will read it eventually.
I'm trying to think, where is mine? Because I'm pretty sure it's hardcover. Huh. I know where it should be, but it's not there. Oh well.
Anyway, next one, I got Black Hammer. This thing is huge. Oversized.
Which one's that? The whole
This
thing?
is the first one. The first series. It's volume 1.
Yeah,
volume 2. This is volume 2. Excuse me. I got volume 1 somewhere else.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing the Black Hammer in that way instead of doing all the little mini-series because I do like how they kind of collect them together.
Right. Well, they're oversized too. I mean, this is bigger than a comic page, so.
That is a nice cover.
Yep, it is.
Is that the second volume? Something of Doom?
No, this is just says Black Hammer Volume 2. So this is the regular Black Hammer series, but Volume 2. They've got one for the Temple of Doom, or not the Temple of Doom.
What was it? It's something Doom. Hand of Doom?
I guess. Can't remember.
I got the floppies around here somewhere.
Then, as far as a Kickstarter, along with Magnetic Press, Paris 2119.
Ooh, how'd you like that?
I'm liking it. It's quite a bit different. And of course, this has the nice, smooth, curved covers.
Oh, those rounded corners.
Rounded corners. Trademark of Magnetic Press, but no, I really like the artwork in this. And I'm digging the story too.
But you can still get that from their website, right? I guess you just got some extras if you did the Kickstarter.
Yeah. Some cards and other little doodads.
Yeah, I've done other stuff with Kickstarter, but I've been doing more electronics on Kickstarter. I haven't done any comics.
All right. This is a different one.
Oh, I think I remember you. Oh, I think I remember you putting that on Twitter. The Flapper Queens.
Yeah, Flapper Queens. It's illustration art from the 20s and 30s of flappers, and it's done by this is all done by female artists.
Well, that does look nice. And where'd you get? Who published that?
This is published by.
Is it Fantagraphics?
No, it's it is Fantagraphics. It is a Fantagraphics book.
Hey, there you go.
This is such an unusual book that Eric had to look through it before he sent it to me. He
had to take it out of the shrink wrap?
No, it wasn't in shrink wrap. But he sent me a text. He goes, "Hey, I had to just hope you don't mind. I had to thumb through your book. It's so unusual. We don't get stuff like that ordered from the shop very much." So I said, fine. You can look through anything of mine you want.
So what's on it? I mean, I like the cover on it and everything like that. What's unusual about it? Just the subject matter or the way it's
the subject matter? Yeah, it's just all female artists doing this illustration art from the 20s and the 30s. So it's just like any one of those art books,
Mm-hmm.
because some of these came in. Here's newspaper. Uh, Stuff, some cartoons that were done.
No, that's okay.
So it's just an unusual book. I like art books, as you know,
Oh yeah.
and this one looked appealing to me from the
Yeah,
flapper.
I'm still waiting. I'm supposed to be getting. I had the Cockrum X-Men artist edition. I'm supposed to be getting the Jim Lee one's supposed to be coming out here soon. I think in February.
Nice.
And I'm eagerly waiting for that. I'm trying to think if I think the last hardcover I got was that ever. I don't know. I kind of mix it up with some of the Black Label stuff because it's the oversized Black Label stuff. I think is trades, but they're not.
Right.
So who knows? Who knows? So, but any other interesting reading?
I've been doing, as far as reading, read some of the Future State DC stuff. I don't know if you got any of that.
Yeah, I was actually reading some this afternoon. I do like the dark detective stuff. I read Immortal Wonder Woman. That was interesting.
Right.
I'm trying to think what else I've read that I've kind of. The rest of it, I guess I'm gonna have to it's gonna have to grow on me or something.
Yeah, I wasn't too much of. I told I didn't order it through my LCS because it's all expensive. Like it's all $4.99, sometimes $5.99 cover prices, and I'm not that interested to pay that much for it, even with a 10% discount that I would get from my LCS. So the discount through Cowabunga was enough, so that I was worth getting.
Yeah, it is kind of a hard sell, I guess, for DC because it's I don't know. They just I think I remember on another podcast they're like Elseworld stories.
Right, yeah, they are.
So I can only take so many of them, I guess.
Yeah, they wear thin after a while.
So, but
I keep saying ordered it from Cowabunga. Should we stop? Should we start calling them deep discount comics now, since that's what they're coming out?
I guess I'm trying to. I was just gonna look. I mean, I just did my FOC this evening, and I think it doesn't have a mix on there. It's got like a headline of deep discount comics, but I don't know. I still got the Cowabunga email.
Yeah, I know. It comes through the Cowabunga. It shows the Cowabunga logo on the email. So,
well, I guess it's just part of their, deep discount comics is part of Cowabunga. So I'm just eagerly anticipating the launch of the website.
yes, because then we'll be ordering it not through the
Excel spreadsheet.
We'll be ordering through the website, and that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess what was it Eric was saying? You can see what you've got on order. You can see what you've had on order. So it's almost will be a online database of what you've ordered, so you can keep up with stuff easier.
Yes, because I got way out of sync with my during the shutdown when there was nothing being sent out. And then they started again.
Well, then some of the stuff got canceled and all that. So yeah, I've been trying.
Yeah. So
I've been trying to match up with what I got and what I ordered, and was it canceled? Was it not? Did I miss this? Did I miss that? And
yeah, I finally gave up, except for the few important things. They're like, okay, I know I ordered this and I got this, but just trying to figure out what got canceled and what still hasn't been sent. I'm assuming if it hasn't been sent by now, it's not coming.
probably.
If
Well,
it's
for
from
me,
if it's from April of 2020 and I haven't gotten it in here, tomorrow's February of 2021, I figure I'm not going to get it.
yeah. Well, I know some of the stuff, like I was getting Lucifer from DC, and I think it had 3 issues left, and they're not going to release the 3 issues as floppies. You have to get the last 3 issues as a trade or
Right.
something like that. So it's like keeping up with stuff like that, which is being difficult.
Yes.
So,
So,
but some of the stuff I gotta finish the story. I really liked Lucifer. I really liked that Vertigo stuff, the Sandman universe.
uh,
So
didn't read that.
the only one I really didn't get into was House of Whispers, but the rest of it, A+ in my books. So, but I gotta check. I don't think I got the last issue of Books of Magic, so that's another one I'm gonna have to check on. Ugh. But yeah, being having the website's gonna be easier to keep track of stuff for sure. So anyway, anything coming out that you're looking forward to?
Nothing really I can think of. No. I'm liking the Batman, Harley Quinn, Curse of the White Knight. You know, the things that are coming out under the Curse of the White Knight label,
Or the Sean Murphy verse?
the Sean Murphy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know if they got anything that. So issue 4 just came out. So they got anything solicited for,
I haven't seen anything.
this after issue 6?
I haven't seen anything. No. Uh, that's really the only thing that I can think of. I'm saying I'm look forward to more so than just regular comics.
Okay.
I haven't done any other Kickstarters. I'm not like Ronnie and Aaron Bell and Mike Myers who kickstart everything. I think that they seem to.
Well, I mean, I don't see how you find stuff on there. Maybe it's just you just gotta sit there and spend time and go through it and read synopsis and what you like or artists you like or something like that. I don't and
Well,
figure
that's
it
part
out.
of it. I mean,
Going through previews and the DC stuff and the Marvel stuff's enough then to kind of go through. But I guess you get used to it after a while, or you got art people you follow or stuff like that. It's
right.
one way.
That's kind of what it is. For
Hmm.
me, I look at a large for artists and writers that I want to follow.
Yeah, but
But
isn't
I've
like
cut back a lot. I've cut back a lot on reading. I don't order nearly as much or buy nearly as much as I was. So
it's getting burned out from reading?
no, I'm just trying to be more judicious about what I read.
Well, you only got so much time in a day?
I got so much time. Plus, I flipping through long boxes recently, and I'm realizing all the stuff that I've read. I'm like, I don't remember a bit of what I read. I don't remember it. I couldn't tell you other than maybe vaguely what the story was.
So what, not
I
making an
sure hope.
impression on you?
So it's that's just I'm just reading so much that it's all, you know, it's hard to keep it all in your head.
Yeah, but there's so much good stuff out there.
Yeah, but what to me, what good is it when you read it and you put it in a box and 3 months later you don't remember what it's about?
Oh, you gotta
I
take your
mean,
time and look, absorb the art, absorb the story,
I do
savor it.
that. I do that. I'm one of the probably slowest comic readers out there. It takes me 25 to 30 minutes to read a comic book. Most people go blow through it in 10.
Mm-hmm. Well, you gonna get your money's worth out of it, make it last for 25, 30 minutes.
Well, yeah. Plus, I like I slow down and look at the art. Um, or try to absorb the story more. So that's another thing. It's like, but doing that means it takes you longer to read through things, so it tends to pile up on you. Then you get stressed because I'm not reading enough comics. I'm not reading all my comics, and then so it's like, why do this? Why? put myself through this. So I've cut back quite a bit on comic reading.
No, you're just building up stacks to read later, becoming a mood reader.
Yes, and to a large degree, yeah.
Not a bad strategy.
No, hey, it works. If I'm happy with it, then that what's all that matters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been kind of sitting there going through stuff, and I don't know if it's quite. I don't remember and everything like that, but it's like, a lot of these. I know it's going to be 5 issues, and the story, and I don't think there's ever going to be. I mean, they're going to tell the story, and maybe that's it. And I'm kind of like, I think I'd rather have that as a trade or collect it as opposed to having 5 different floppies to do it. So I've been debating doing that a lot with some of the vault stuff and the aftershock stuff, just getting the
Right.
trades.
Yeah, I have too.
Well, I kind of like what they did with the Cullen Bunn stuff, and they took a bunch of his. They took what 4 or 5 of his 5 issue or 6 issue series, and they put them into one collected trade. Now that I
Right.
like.
That's a good idea.
What I forget what was that called. It came out recently, so that's some good stuff. So, but anyway, to kind of go down a whole different rabbit hole lately, I've been watching long plays on you. I hate to say it, I've been watching long plays on YouTube of old Commodore 64 games I never finished to see how they finished. And now I want to break out my old. Now I want to sit there. Well, I don't have a Commodore 64 anymore. Back in the day, I traded it in and got into 128, and now I'm wanting to fire up my old 128 and throw these games on and see if I can finish them again. So I've been getting into kind of like retro gaming or retro computing, or at least watching it. At least watching it and thinking I want to do something with it. I've been watching the 8-bit guy on YouTube, and I think he's outside Dallas, Fort Worth, or something. And he's
So you're
got
essentially watching videos of people playing video games?
Well, no, but you gotta remember, some of this is like old games back in the day that I never finished. I couldn't figure out how to do them, right? So it's almost like, back in the day, you either had to get a cheat sheet or something like that, or a cheat book. Now you can just go on YouTube and somebody can play it, and you can see how you get through it and all that. And so I've got a bunch of them that I just never got through it. Now I want to see if I can go back and get through again. But this is, of course, assuming all my 5 1/4 floppies still work. So what are so what are the odds of that?
That's that is pretty slim.
What do you
of
mean?
that.
I've had them in storage the past 25, 30 years.
Still, things disintegrate like that. They go. Do you have a reader?
Yeah, I still got my disk drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be sadly disappointed there.
I mean, all my saved games are gone.
I got a feeling that's probably true.
Okay, tell me what breaks down. You got I don't know, what is the disc made out of? I know it's all magnetic
Mylar, I think it's.
and Mylar degrades over time?
No, but the data on it's going to.
Why? It's all magnetic. Right? Is it magnetic? How's that work?
Yeah, it is. It's magnetic. I just. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be completely wrong, and if I am, I'll admit it. But
Well, then why are these people buying, like, if you go on to eBay's and you look at old games, some of them still sealed. People are paying big money to get old sealed games back for like Commodore 64, Apple II, Tandy, not the cartridges, the ones that came on 5 1/4. Now, the 3.5-inch disc, I could see where that would last longer. I could see that.
Right.
But 5 1/4, baby, that's where it's at. All right, cut that notch in the side, flip it over, get a double-sided going, get twice the space.
Good luck with it. I may be wrong, but I just think got a feeling you're not going to be happy.
I paid good money for those games back in the day.
I know.
I still got the manuals, the boxes, the warranty cards. You reckon I could turn in the warranty cards?
Probably not.
You know what was awesome about the Ultima ones? I loved Ultima back in the day. You get the cloth map, and you get the little plastic metal coins, and all the little stuff like that that came with it and everything. So, I'm totally think I'm going to rearrange my office down here. Have comics and then set up some retro gaming stuff. Which is just basically me and my Commodore 64.
Or you 128.
Or oh yeah, 128 in 64 mode. I do want to get a bread box though. I so miss my bread box. I wish I hadn't gotten rid of it.
For what? What do you use it for?
I don't know. If I'd have been thinking ahead, I would have realized, hey, in 30 years I want a retro game, so I need to keep this.
Okay. That's interesting.
Then again, I guess I could just put an emulator on my computer, but what's the fun in that?
Hardly any, I guess, I would say.
Or get a retro Pi and play it on the Pi.
Right.
Oh, I did see where Europe, and they were going to release it in the U.S. They were going to make a Commodore 64 Maxi, which I don't know what I think about that name, but they made a Commodore 64 Mini, which is about this big, right, to play old Commodore 64 games. But then the Maxi is the actual size of the old Commodore 64.
Right.
And I forget how many games it had on it and everything, but apparently it didn't make it over to. It was a Kickstarter, and it failed, but somehow they still made the stuff, and they did it in Europe, but somehow it didn't come over to the U.S. And I have no idea why.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
But what do you think? You're a computer guy. Wouldn't you want to go back and do some of your old systems or something back in the day?
No, not really.
You don't want to like program and write some, this. Now that you're older and wiser, go do some stuff on them where you had to be creative when you were limited with, colors or memory or stuff back in the day and be creative. Where now it's just you have unlimited resources on computers, so you just can be lazy in your programming.
There's something to be said for that. Having, there was an old mainframe computer program we had that when it was first written had to be under, this is like a major program. It had to be under, gosh, I forgot how many bytes it had to be below. The compiled version had to be below a certain number of bytes, just ridiculous number. So, yeah, there's something to be said for that. The old days when you had limited resources and had to be clever about how you did it.
Well, constraints make you force you to be more creative.
Yes, they do.
So
what about your other collecting? Any more on the pulps?
Nope. I did get the second edition of the Booker's Guide, and I keep an eye out for it. I have been watching, but if there's any pulps that I've seen out in the wild or in auctions, have been more westerns, which I don't know if those are. Well, I guess westerns were pulp. Yeah, I don't know. They look more like digest, so maybe they are pulps, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm in the wrong part of the country for pulps or what, or where the right part of the country is.
I don't know
or
if the right part of the country for pulps
or
would be.
If I'm going to the right places or not. I mean, did pulps make it past the 60s? I'm trying to remember.
I don't think so. Or if they did, they didn't go very far past the 60s.
Well, maybe that's it. It's just so long ago. There are just not many out there. Because I remember listening to a podcast earlier this week, or a week or two ago, because they were talking about, occasionally you'll hear about this golden age or this collection where there's, somebody that was collecting books back in the 50s and the 60s died. Now the family's selling them, and it's like eventually you're going to run out of collections to be found like that because somebody that would have been collected in the 50s and the 60s would have to be over 100, or they're just going to age out, and at some point those just aren't going to exist anymore to find those collections.
Right.
And it's kind of depressing listening to that because I keep thinking someday I'm just going to walk into some auction and dig through some boxes, and there'll be an Action Comics 1 or Detective 27 there, and buy it for $1.
Hmm.
Right?
Interesting.
It could happen.
Could happen. Yeah.
Well, no, actually, I guess that's the old. I mean, that's from the '40s, so in the '30s. So I guess now it'd have to be. You'd have to get something from the '60s. Uh, I don't know. The comic market now is just going crazy with some of the prices and stuff. So everybody knows you can make money off comics. You can make money off coins. Cards going crazy. I don't know. It's just people are stuck at home, and I guess they got nothing better to do than just try to like buy stuff. Or is it stimulus checks? I don't know.
Right. Could be. I don't know. I don't know either. Anyway, on another subject, I've got to get to Missouri sometime pretty soon.
No, you do. Why?
I am almost out of Navy gin.
Mm-mm. Is it illegal to like ship that?
I, I don't think it's. I don't know. I'm not sure it's entirely legal. No.
What's that question they ask you at the post office? Is there anything in here that's liquid? Do they ask you if there's anything liquid, or do they ask you if it's flammable?
I think they do both. So, and Navy gin would fall under both of those categories of liquid and flammables.
Well, it's not easily flammable. I mean,
No,
I've shipped beer before, so I'm like, and I've shipped wine before.
you can't ignite beer. You can ignite Navy gin. But
Was it just the Navy gin, or the and the syrup, or just the gin?
oddly enough, I've got about half a bottle of the syrup. I didn't, so I was obviously I wasn't using as much as they called for in the recipe, or they should have finished about
They're supposed to be equal,
the
isn't it?
same.
1-to-1. Isn't that what they told us? 1-to-1.
1-to-1, but I think I've been doing one to gin to about 3/4 of the syrup. So
So you didn't do the dry January? Is that what you're saying?
no, I didn't. But um, I have two, maybe three gin and tonics left in that bottle, and then it's gone. So
Oh, so what? You're just stretching them out?
yeah, I'm making sure I don't have one unless I really, really want it.
No, isn't it a summer drink, not a winter drink? So it should be pretty easy right
Gin and
now.
tonic, no, gin and tonic could be an all year drink.
What?
Gin and tonic is an all year round drink.
Oh, year.
Year round, yeah.
Mm-mm. So what? Now that you've had the Pickney Bend Navy Strength gin, you can't do any other gin?
Oh, that's not true. No, I can still do my Nolets.
But you really like the Navy Strength.
I do like the Navy strength, but no. If no, I can do Nolets too, or Hendrix, or Tanqueray. So there's nothing. No, I'm not gonna go without gin just once the Navy gin's gone. But I mean, I'm gonna miss that because it's a nice
Well, can you
115 proof.
can you sip the other straight, or is it just the Navy?
You can
Or have
do
you even
Nolets.
tried?
I've tried Nolets straight. You can do that. Hendrix, I've never tried sipping it straight, so I wouldn't know. Tanqueray, no, you can't. It's just not. It's a little bit too harsh for sipping.
What makes them harsh? So
Oh,
what
I guess
actually go? Let me ask this: what actually goes into gin? I have. It's all I know is botanicals and everything. So how exactly does gin work?
uh,
Is it just? I guess. I mean, do they? Is it some kind of grain alcohol, and then you mix botanicals into it, or do the?
yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm trying to think about what they started with.
Because I
Uh,
understand where whiskey and bourbon and all that comes from, and beer.
right.
But gin's always been one of those mysteries to me.
Bathtub. I mean, regular gin starts with, it's a grain,
Mm-hmm.
and adding juniper is a big um, ingredient.
But is the juniper in there when you're fermenting it, or
Yeah, yeah, it's in there.
so?
Put it in, and then you strain it out later.
Oh, so basically you're infusing.
Yeah, you're infusing your botanicals into the gin, and then you strain them out and let it. Then you can bottle it or age it and then bottle it.
Yeah, I guess my question is, who first thought to do that? It's like I got some perfectly good alcohol here. Let me put some botanicals in it. So I have to mix it with something else so I can drink it.
And some people make homemade gin from vodka. They start with vodka and put the botanicals in there. Um,
Well, I guess straight based vodka has no flavor.
right, exactly.
So I can see that. Hmm. Now, I have acquired a few new bourbons. Um, I've started collecting the pinhook vertical. So it's
Right.
so what they're gonna do is they got some bourbon that they've uh, barreled up and put in there, and they took some out at 4 years. They're going to take some out at 5 years, and then 6 years. They're going to do it all the way to 12 years. So you can take this one batch and have it, and you can taste how it ages each year from 4 to 12 years. So I've got year 4 and I've got year 5. They just started year 5, came out this year. So the whole point, I guess, the whole thing is, it's like I buy these bottles and you can't drink them unless you want to get them all together at the same time, so you can compare them. But as with anything, once you start drinking a bit, you lose your flavor taster, and you just don't taste anything unless you're tasting. You take it, you taste it, and you spit it out. I'm kind of like, what's the point?
Right.
So got that. I want to think I got a couple of other things I've been trying that I've heard some good stuff on, but I really haven't. Anne mentioned doing some dark and stormies earlier last week, but we haven't even done that. So we've just been kind of chilling. And but my sister-in-law sent me some Imperial Stout from the Guinness factory in Baltimore, because apparently Guinness opened up something in Baltimore. So it was some Guinness that had been aged in bourbon barrels. Oh, it's excellent stuff. Really good stuff. She used my last bottle to cook with some stuff the other night, and I'm a little ill with that, but I guess I can go get some more.
Right.
So, but on the whiskey front, I've bought some stuff to try, but I really haven't opened anything up to really try it. I need to try. I've gotten some more. Like, okay, so we went to New Pickney Bend, and I have acquired some more bottles of their heirloom corn that I need to try some of those and see how I like their heirloom corn process and everything. So see how good or harsher that is. But I like the idea of messing with the flavor with the corn as opposed with the other Bill mash items. That's the other thing. I want to go. I want to. So about 5 years ago, we met her dad in Bardstown, Kentucky, which is like in the center of bourbon country. And we went there for the weekend, a long weekend, and we went to all the distilleries and all that. And you can just find stuff there that you just can't find anywhere else, right? Just doesn't make it out of the area. Oh, I'm just wanting to go back so bad and just hit all the stores and the distilleries trying to find some hidden gems and then do the tastings. I've done wine country tasting, but I love bourbon tasting.
Right.
You just can't do too much of it at once. You got to
No.
do some, got to do some, Go recover. Go do some more. Recover. Go do some more and recover. I will say the Wild Turkey Distillery is a nice distillery, and so is Four Roses.
Right.
They're nice ones to go to.
Have you ever been to a bourbon distillery?
Woodford. Yeah, you have. You've been to Pinckney Bend.
Oh, Pinckney Bend. That's true. I forgot about them doing bourbon.
Well, that's the whole. Well, that's the reason I wanted to stop. I convinced you to stop because they had a gin flight,
Right.
and
That was
then
a
I
good
got
flight
to drink.
too. I enjoyed that flight.
Is that the only good thing that happened to you that whole weekend?
No. It was a good weekend overall. But that was a good flight. That was a good gin flight. Yeah.
Yeah, well, exceeded my expectations. I just remember the look on Anne's face and they said, "Hey, drink this gin straight." She's like, and then she tried it and it's like, "This is good."
Right.
So I guess we ought. Oh, getting back to that, where was I at? I was in picking up. Oh, our pizza place, the Anestas. You went there. I took you and we went there.
Right.
They're doing the Picnic Bin gin and tonics there now, and but they don't refrigerate the tonic or the syrup. It's just sitting up on the shelf up there, half open or half empty. And I'm like, I think that's supposed to be refrigerated, but
I think so too because I think it's perishable.
Is it? I don't know. What's in the syrup that's perishable? The sugar?
I don't know. I have to look. I may be wrong again. But I know it says refrigerate after opening, so. But then again, also a lot of people don't refrigerate ketchup. Ketchup says refrigerate after opening, but you don't have to refrigerate it.
No, you don't?
I've known people that don't refrigerate their ketchup and they haven't died.
Not in this house because we refrigerate peanut butter.
That's like my mother. My mother refrigerates olive oil. I don't know if she does peanut butter.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
Wife's mother refrigerates every damn thing.
I don't know why, but all I know is it's hard to get the damn stuff out of a jar when it's cold.
Yeah, peanut butter shouldn't be refrigerated. Should not be refrigerated.
That's what I say. So, who knows? Who knows? So, well, getting back to the comic stuff, I think I finally talked myself into I need to get a database. It's just so hard to keep up with stuff now. I think I need that comic database.
Which one? There's a couple of them.
Well, I haven't researched that yet. I've just come to the conclusion I need to because that helps me figure out where my gaps are. Because I keep losing. I have these little pieces of paper all over the place about what I need to be looking for and all that. And now it's getting hard to keep up with. So, what do you use? CLZ or something like that?
If you're gonna use your phone, CLZ works really well. They also have a computer-based version of it. So you would go look under collectors with a Z, COLL.
Yeah. Is that you have to get an annual membership to it?
Yeah.
Because
they update their database.
Okay,
so you're paying for them to update add new comics in.
So it's not just a database; they update it with what, pictures and other information.
Yes, covers.
Variant covers.
Not you. I don't know. I can't. Yes, they do actually use variant covers.
Could you find Batman 457 second print newsstand?
I believe you can.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure I've done it. But yeah. Now, if you use it just on your phone, I think you can. No, let's start. I take that back. It used to be just a one-time price of like $15, but I think now we have to subscribe a yearly subscription in order to get all the updates. Make sure that because somebody has to go in and scan in all that stuff and keep the thing up to date.
Can't you just get the pictures off previews or whatever?
If you want shitty looking pictures. But if you want the cover that looks nice, then no, you need to.
So somebody's got Somebody somewhere's got a full-time job scanning in comic covers.
Pretty close, or they have a staff that's doing it.
Hmm.
But it gives you all the information too. I mean, it gives you the writer, the artist, sometimes the editor. Now, if you want to use the database that, and that's what Dewan uses at CLZ or Collector Z or CLZ. If you want to use the database that Mike Myers uses, it's called Comic Base. And it's a lot more expensive. And it's basically.
But it's got features?
It's got a lot of features. Yeah, you can do a lot of reports with it. You can't really do reporting with CLZ.
Or what kind of reports do you need to do for a comic book collection?
You can print out an overview of your collection, so you can see what all you have. You can print out what's missing. Like say, okay, I've got X-Men. Who say just print out my missing what I need. What's missing? It'll print out the ones you're missing. You can print. I forgot what all you can print. It's
okay. Well, I guess there's uses for it.
There's a good dozen reports or more, if not. That's what he uses.
Does it pull in the Overstreet values?
It actually puts in values, not the. I don't know if it's the Overstreet values. In fact, I know it's not, because they have their own subsidiary where they do called Atomic. I forgot what it's called now. Atomic Avenue, I think is what they call it. Their own buy and sell component, and you can do that too. You can put this in Comic Base. You can tick mark, I want to sell this comic, and it'll put it out there and show that it's for sale and somebody can buy it. It shows values from like the last 3 years. You can put UPC codes, put the UPC codes in there if there's not already in there. Most of them are. I mean, it's a pretty robust database. I just don't know, but it's pretty expensive. It's like $120 a year for subscription, and they update it. So,
well, I guess I'm going to have to do some research on it. But I'm just sitting here. It's like, how long would it take me to get like 50 long boxes into it? Ugh.
Well, with the Comic Base, you can buy a scanner. It's compatible with the scanner that you can scan it. But now the problem is a lot of the things that go back to the before 1980 don't have barcodes.
Yeah, and I was pretty back in what I don't know. See, I've always wanted to get direct edition, so I always wanted the books that didn't have the barcode.
So yeah,
so I went out of my way to do that.
It would take you a long time to put 50 long boxes in that database. It really would.
But then I'd have an accurate record of what I got.
You'd have it, yeah. There's no question about that.
Maybe I'll make it a summer project.
Okay. It would be nice if you could find somebody who's got it that could show you how, like a demo.
No, there's got to be demos on it. You just go to YouTube and you just look for it, and they probably got somebody showing it off.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't thought about that.
Then I'll go there, and then I'll end up watching something else for a C64 long play.
Right.
So.
Anyway.
Fun stuff. Well, anything else?
No, nothing that I had.
Boy, we just really haven't done much over the past 2 months, have we?
We've done a
holidays
lot of stuff. Just holidays and yeah, that kind of thing. So
Oh, now I'm
You
getting
done
the
some?
reminder that my Dropbox is almost full.
Oh. Anyway, we've been going on for over an hour here, so about an
I guess
hour.
that's pretty good. I guess whether or not it's interesting stuff or not. Ha!
Right.
I bet if I had
Anyway.
whiskey, it'd be more interesting.
Whiskey makes everything more interesting.
Doesn't it, though? Oh, are you then? We can sign off, and then maybe we can get back to a regular schedule. Where we're not doing this every 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, it's been just crazy. The whole world's crazy.
Well, for me, it's all work. I mean, I had one Friday. I ended up having to work double shift. My second shift supervisor ended up having septic tank issues, and then nobody else could cover. So I went from. I think I got in at 6:30 that morning. I think I left about 9 that night.
It sucks.
Yeah, well, I got some stuff done.
Getting stuff done, yeah, but then,
No, it's not like you can go out anywhere much.
well, that's true, but still. Anyway, okay. Well, this has been Best of the Rest. If you'd like to reach us, tweet the show. It's at BOTR Comics. You can reach me at Jay Forgets.
And I'm at Oot Inger.
And we will see you next time.
Goodbye.